So the azaleas have come and gone, but apparently not quite. Tonight, our Tar Heel traveler takes us to the mountains of Asheville. Scott Mason is visiting the gardens at the Biltmore, which are rooted in rich history.
The gardens at Biltmore, which include the azalea gardens and the story of the azalea hunters.
Yeah, so this is the azalea garden. It was planted in 1940 with all the azaleas.
All different types.
And then on top of that, you've got lots of different colors that go with that and lots of different bloom times as well.
How many azaleas do you have?
Oh, I wish I could tell you that number. We'll say thousands upon thousands of azaleas.
Chauncey Beadle started the azalea garden in his backyard.
Chauncey Beadle.
Essentially, it was a passion project to start with. And it wasn't until 1940 that he came and brought them to Biltmore Estate.
Tell me about this rock.
So that commemorates the dedication of the azalea garden to Chauncey Beadle.
Chauncey became Biltmore's head gardener. And then came Sylvester Owens, a black man hired as Chauncey's chauffeur.
They would go on these azalea hunter expeditions, and Chauncey Beadle refused to stay anywhere that Sylvester Owens couldn't eat or also stay at the same time.
So there was a lot of segregation back then.
Yeah, definitely.
Sylvester Owens became an azalea hunter himself and azalea expert.
Was he just a natural?
I think he worked very, very hard. It was absolutely his passion, and he was so dedicated to it.
Sylvester Owens took over the azalea garden at Biltmore after Chauncey Beadle died, and he expanded it.
He said in a 1951 feature in Ebony magazine that he wanted to make the azalea garden the most beautiful garden on earth, and I think that he made a very good attempt at that.
The estate as a whole is 8,000 acres.
And you have 200 acres of garden.
200 acres of gardens, yeah. So when a guest comes here, they feel like they're in a place that's unique, a place that's welcoming, that they're being welcomed by the Vanderbilts. I think the best thing to say about Sylvester Owens is that the family put a lot of trust in him.
He retired from Biltmore in 1964 and died in 1989.
What do we learn from Sylvester Owens?
That dedication really helps overcome obstacles. He was somebody who had every reason in the world to not succeed, and he chose to succeed anyway.
Okay, here is the best fact about this story. Sylvester Owens, you saw in that story, happens to be Gerald Owens, our Gerald Owens' great uncle. You can find more about that connection on WRAL.com. The man who created Biltmore Gardens to begin with is another story. Frederick Law Olmsted designed the gardens in the late 1800s and was considered the father of American landscape architecture.